Hello Dave is ad-free thanks to all you guys supporting the channel on Patreon. All income from donations and Patreon are used directly to upgrade cameras, light, microphones, software, things that allow me to produce more and better looking videos for you guys. All Patreons also get a discount at the merch store, and you have the option to get your name listed at the end of every video. So become a Patreon by following the link in the video description. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Hello Dave. It's Monday, so let's take a look at what's been going on in Elite and on the channel. First of all, of course, we finally got some information on the fleet carriers. Though it's not that much yet, there will be more information in the very near future. I did a dedicated video on it where I go over the information that was in the original post and what I think about it and the things that I think we should be keeping an eye on. I'm not going to go through all that again, but I just want to highlight the most important things. First of all, we got a price on the fleet carriers. They're going to be 5 billion credits. And we also got a number of dates and a schedule for when different things are going to happen. First thing that will happen is on Thursday, the 2nd of April, there will be a pre-recorded live stream where they're going to showcase these. They're going to show the fleet carriers, plenty of people talking about the different aspects. We're going to see the new jump mechanic in action. Hopefully we'll see some of the marketing and financing I hope that you can do on it. Most of that thing I think is something they will showcase here. Following that, on the 7th of April, that is Tuesday next week after that, next week, there will be a open beta where everybody on PC can go in and they can try it on a test server. Again, this is going to be a test. This is just to try it out, but this is going to be the first chance we get to get our hands on the fleet carriers themselves. Following that, there's going to be about a month after that beta has ended, and sometimes in May there will be a second beta test. This will be accessible both for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. After that is concluded, there will be yet another month, and then we will see a launch currently scheduled sometimes in June, which of course fit the original announcement that they were going to launch it somewhere here in Q2. So that is what we know so far. So the two dates to keep in mind right now is the 2nd and the 7th. But there has been some additional information that I didn't cover in the original video. That video was obviously made right after the post was made, but there's been a few clarifications since then. First of all, the jump-fueled tritium, new material that will be added specifically for jumping with fleet carriers. There was a clarification comment later on in the thread where they clarified that this material can be accessed either through mining certain asteroid or it can be purchased directly from the starport. This is interesting because so far this is the first time I think we see a commodity in Elite that both have a natural supply and demand. So far, all materials in the game doesn't really have, very few of the materials from the market has an actual demand. There are a few of them where there's a demand due to it being needed for various unlocks here and there, but very few commodities on the market have an actual demand, like a real player demand. But that actually means that now we could actually see a situation where you could actually begin to have a quote-unquote real supply and demand system, which I think is really, really interesting, and see how that is going to pan out. There's also been some additional information about the whole decommissioning system, because yes, these ships can be decommissioned. There will be a weekly upkeep you have to pay. I don't know how much that is, but I don't assume it's too much. If you lag too far behind on this, first the ship will stop functioning, various services of the ship will be disabled, and eventually the whole ship will be decommissioned. What exactly happens with the ship then, I don't know. Hopefully there's something they will clarify in the live stream here on the 2nd. Whether it's just outright disappears, it's taken away from you, or if it's stripped and sold and you get the price for the ship minus what you're behind on upkeep, I don't know, something like that. Obviously this ship must be, I hope at least this ship will be accessible even when you are not online. This could be like a hub for a player group or something like that. So in my mind, it should be accessible even when the owner is not online. But that means that it must also be accessible across multiple play modes. That means also open. So you can imagine what would happen if you just left all the fleet carriers there. Eventually, more and more fleet carriers will pile up and they would be everywhere as people find places to park them. How they're going to get around that and avoid having 200 fleet carriers parked in the same system, completely blocking up the contacts, I don't know how they're going to get around that, but hopefully there will be something. But at least the decommissioning system, I don't think it's because Frontier won't take away a fleet carrier. It's just their housekeeping is something they're using, that if somebody has a fleet carrier and they stop playing and they haven't played for, let's say, a year, then they're going to say, okay, we are going to remove that from the game so that it's not these like assets in the game. Again, by that point, you will be so far behind on upkeep anyway that the ship is going to be useless because there's going to be no services available on it anyway. So I think it's just housekeeping the whole decommissioning system. So I'm not too afraid of that. I think as long as you're an active player, I don't think the upkeep or the decommissioning system is something you have to worry too much about. But again, 2nd of April is the day where you can tune in and you can watch that live stream from Frontiers. We hopefully will get some information about that. Next, I just want to give a quick shout out to Commander Ascorbious. If you don't know Ascorbious, he does storytelling videos on Elite Dangerous, meaning he writes stories and does quite well animated Elite Dangerous stories. He launched one here last weekend where I may have a small appearance in it. I'm going to post a link for it in the description. You can go down and you can check it out. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, you definitely should go over and give it a look. It's absolutely amazing stuff what he does. Also, I also want to give a shout out to all of you guys out there who has been joining the D2EA Fold at Home team. As some of you, or hopefully a lot of you know by now, last week I started a protein folding team. Basically, we're using excess compute power to do simulated protein folding, which help researchers better understand things like the coronavirus, cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, that kind of thing. Currently, we are almost 250 people folding for that team, and we have made a total, wow, let me just pull up the stats here. We made a total of 2,305 folds. Now, this is data that is just about a day old by the time of this recording. This is from Saturday, so by the time this video go live, we might have folded even more. This puts us in the top 1% of folding teams in the world. That is absolutely amazing. We made it into the top 1% in the world of folding teams. I am very, very proud of you guys who've been joining, and I want to just say a huge thank you to all of you guys who participated, regardless of whether you've done one fold or whether you've done 50, 60, I don't know how many people have been actually folding. Also, I just want to give you guys a update. A lot of you guys have been asking about what about the wedding. I announced 2 weeks ago, I think, that the honeymoon was cancelled, or at least moved. And as it is right now, our wedding is actually illegal by Danish law because we are currently not allowed to be assembled more than 10 people at a time. And I think we had around 90 guests invited. So that would not be possible. And we have found a new day. We're going to move it sometime to September instead of here in April. Everything has been confirmed with the venue and the cook and all that stuff. So things are in place and re-invites has been sent out to the guests and everything. And as I talked about now a month ago, I think I said that I would be gone most of the month of April. I will of course be around a lot more now than planned. We are going to hopefully take some small trips, stay in the country of course, go and isolate ourselves somewhere in a vacation house somewhere, I don't know. We have a few ideas how we can do something without necessarily exposing us or others more than is absolutely necessary. So there might be a week or two in the coming month where I won't be around, but we'll wait and see what happens. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated in Hello Dave for as much as I can, so do stay tuned for upcoming information about what's going to come in terms of live streams and videos and that kind of stuff. Talking about live streams, there was one important thing. Live stream has been moved from 8 to 7 o'clock in-game time because Denmark has moved into daylight saving. So keep in mind that the live stream tomorrow, if you haven't moved to daylight saving yet, then it might be an hour earlier than you are used to. If you already moved into daylight saving, then at this weekend as well, then it's the same time as usual. It's 7 o'clock in-game time now, and it's going to be that for as long as daylight saving is running here in Denmark. Again, I'm going to keep you guys updated here. In terms of the topic for the stream, I was really trying to push to get an open live stream, get some mining done. There's been a huge interest in going out and doing some mining again. And there's been a lot of people over on Discord who's been grouping up, who's been mining together. It's been great to see. It's been beginning to collect some money for getting themselves a fleet carrier when they come out. And I was hoping I could manage to get an open live stream going. Let's get some mining fleets. But as the channel grows, doing open live streams are becoming more and more planning work, because obviously when the channel was relatively small, doing an open live stream was not so bad. I mean, I could expect there to be 4, 5, 6 people showing up. But as we're beginning to approach the 10, 15, 20 people showing up for these kind of live streams, it does begin to become more difficult to manage. I still want to do open live streams, but I just have to rethink the way they work, because I think trying to get everybody in the same instance will take half an hour, three quarters of an hour. And that's not just fun sitting listening to people board hop or session hopping until they get everybody in the same instance for like an hour. I'm trying to find a good way to do these live streams, both though it's fun for the people who are participating in the open live streams, but also so that we don't have too much dead air and they're still entertaining for you guys watching. I'm working on something. I'll try to see if I can find a good way to kind of balance it and give everybody a little bit of a chance to join me live on a live stream again. About the topic for the live stream tomorrow, though, I think it will still revolve around mining somehow. Either I'm going to take my main character out and do some mining on that character, not because I really need the money. I mean, I'm approaching the 15 billion mark on that character, so I have plenty of money for fleet carriers and fittings and everything it could throw at me, I think. I've really been enjoying the Python build I did, and it's been so much fun to fly, so I figured why not just take it out and see what we can find. Alternatively, if I can get to the point, I want to take out one of my old characters mining, not in the Python, completely different build. The reason why I'm mining on that character is because I've decided to set myself a little challenge. It will be a video series running over the next 2 months, I think. Approximately it must be. Approximately 2 months this video series will run. What I have done is I've taken one of my old characters, not the Colonial or my main characters, a third one. I reset that back. Start brand new account, starting from a Sidewinder, and I want to see if I in 2 months can go from Sidewinder to Fleet Carrier. I've done Sidewinder to Anaconda in less than 24 hours. Now we're going to try to see if we can go Sidewinder Fleet Carrier. And I'm going to document the whole process. I'm going to document the different methods I use in the different stages of the game. We're going to be talking about when I do new builds. I'm going to talk about why I've chosen the build that I have, and those kind of things. So it's just because there's been so many people asking me, what is the best way to make money? How do I make money? How do I get those fleet carriers as fast as I can? And by doing it this way, by taking it all the way from the Sidewinder to a fleet carrier, I pretty much should be sure that I hit everybody in all stages of the game. Because problem is, well, I could always say, yeah, the fastest way to make money is to go out low to diamond mining. Well, if you don't have the money to buy yourself an efficient Python that can do this kind of mining, well, maybe there are other methods that are faster at that point in the games. Problem is, the mining, I need to record the next video as well. So I'll try to see and prioritize getting the second video recorded before the first is edited, because that gets me to the point where I can begin mining, and not necessarily in a Python, but I'll come back to that. But that will make a lot more sense when the videos come out, I think. My point is, if I manage to get the second video recorded before the live stream, then there is a chance we can take that character out mining, which I think would be really nice. We can begin to get some progression on that. If I do not manage to get the second video recorded, I will go and get the main character out and we'll do some mining on that or something else. I'll figure that out. That is gonna be it for this week. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, subscribe, and also next time, I'll see you guys in space.